it's halftime.
Good
Apparently, like, what's cool? You ain't cool unless you fuck up the end of the second quarter and score no points. We've had like I'm losing track, but Green Bay was more obscene. This one is a real head scratcher. For those of us who had an over in Green Bay, it was what the fuck you.
Figure
For
out
those
the
of us who had an
layout
under in Miami, oh yeah, lovely, love it. You're looking for the right. There it is. There it is.
Oh, that's the one.
All right, man. Wolfie.
I feel like this guy asked the other day and nobody helped him. Ligix these notes. I'll put a link in the YouTube description.
Anyone that wants to participate, like, you gotta like just know what you're getting into. Like,
and just don't be a
very
shithead,
active, and it is very like this is not amateur hour. These are serious people.
It's fun because there's a lot of different people doing a lot of different things.
Yeah,
like Christopher does the bands. Yeah. He has like 20 bets where it's like this team to win by 19 to 24 points at huge numbers. You got the guy who does sack props. People love to do, anytime touchdowns. There's a bunch of different people doing a bunch of different things. It's a ton of fun. And you got Patrick in there too. Both the Patricks.
Patrick, just a delightful.
So this is a Minnesota Twins hat I got at South Dakota State Day at the Twins game. I'm only wearing this because the South Dakota State Jackrabbits are your back-to-back.
Dude, 24 and a half.
Oh, I know I was going to go over. I can't go over that. They're moving the ball. I mean, we've had the arm punt. We had the interception. They probably shouldn't have gotten a touchdown on the one where the high tip ball.
Well,
I know, like, people are going to be stuck in Texas because of the storm rolling through the Dakotas right now. Like, oh no, we're stuck in nice weather, such is life. How do you feel about the side in this one? Yeah, I thought we'd get a 23.
Dolphins feel very, very live. Like, they're playing much better.
They're playing better.
Yeah. I'm surprised that the Dolphins defense has not been more actually, I shouldn't say that. The Dolphins defense have conceded 300 yards, Andy.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I wanted this over, but I didn't.
Oh my God.
They saw it coming, I guess.
They saw it coming. They were also watching this game. Apparently, they were also watching this game.
How unlikely is it we get 27 or 28 points here?
Oh, man.
There's 500 yards already.
28 points would be the best because then it would land 49 and I played under 50.
Yeah. Should we middle this or what?
Let me.
I don't want to lay the four with the Bills.
I didn't overstake this one. I have a decent sized bet on it, but it's not like I'm uncomfortable with my position right now. So middling feels good. I guess the question is like do the Dolphins put away anything, right? Like, do the Dolphins like, hey, we got a 7-point lead. Let's milk this motherfucker.
No, I mean, even when they're running, they're gashing. That's what I'm saying.
No. But like, yes, gashing, but like explosive runs are one thing, but like, do they sit on it?
Well, see, and it's funny because some of the sitting, not on purpose, but the Bills have been doing a lot of underneath stuff. I think they probably need to. Eventually, they're going to have to start getting away from that. So,
dude, the Bills have 8.2 yards per play. The Dolphins 7. This is a screaming over of a game. The fact that there's 21 points is a gift. I think.
Yeah, I honestly think. But I think that's what I'm saying. I think your under might have been the wrong side. Dude.
Oh, very, very much so.
And we can get out of it a little.
All right. Over. Guess what? It got bet up to 26. Surprise.
Let me see what I got.
24 and a half and 26 is no different, really.
No.
It's about 27, 28 is kind of the key second half total, I guess. And honestly, you don't ever see.
I can get 24 and a half minus 20. I'm going to bet that.
24 and a half and 26. You really think there's a difference there? Like
I mean,
that
20
now we're talking
25 is
about
kind of a
combinant
key.
dorks about going for 2 and stuff.
That's the thing.
Okay.
Like, there's not if you can get a plus money 26, I'd rather take that.
Okay.
But I have bet online
it keeps
open,
it's
so
still
that's where I'm
getting bet.
betting.
26 is still getting bet at 11 cents. Whoa, boy.
Yeah,
All right, so we're going the over is the play.
Yep.
So basically, I'm buying out of my under. Okay. All right, let's get it.
Pretty much.
Lego. All right. If there are 4 touchdowns and no other points, then we have a party. Boy. All right. You want to talk? Let's. I don't have anything else to say about this game. I want to talk playoffs. Actually, you know, let's. Or should we
I'm
talk
a little
about
confused on the. I've had the sound off for like the last 4 hours. We will get into the playoff. The playoff openers are going to be a big part of what we do right after we get done with this game. Don't worry about that, Anuj. What do you think, or what's the scenario here? If Miami wins, they face.
If Miami wins, they face Bills next week. If Miami
wins, they face the Bills.
Yeah,
if they
tie,
they
get the Steelers. If Miami
they
loses, they go at the Chiefs.
They go at the Chiefs, and the Bills would take on the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, we got a little menage.
Yeah, and Shefty is starting to leak out the game time.
Let's start with what's most important. How about Rybakina last night?
We're not doing tennis.
Just dunking on Sabalenka. That was something else. Okay, how about this? Golden Globes. There's some surprises, Andy.
How about you kind of shitting on me last night? No, you're like,
we got some surprises.
Nadal's fine, Andy. Nadal's fine. He'll play.
Was I saying that?
I said he's an injury risk, and you kind of poo-pooed it last night.
Oh, I don't remember poo-pooing it. I remember talking in our tennis chat where I was basically like, if he has a niggle, he'll pull. Because he's using this to get right for the French.
5 guys that could win, and I didn't. I didn't think Nadal should have that high of a percentage.
I give him 2 to 3%.
You know, he's at 0 though.
So yeah, he's at 0.
Infinity
correct
wrong.
is 0. Yeah, correct is 0. Yeah, correct is 0. That's right.
I
don't remember. This is revisionist history.
I'm gonna go rewatch that show.
Yeah. Did McDermott say something bad about Josh because of the 2 picks? All right, that's a bad sign for our over. If McDermott is literally like, we got to rein it in.
No,
that's not good.
No.
The Josh. I mean, yeah.
I'm not worried about Josh cannot be reined in.
Dude, James Cook got us here. We're going back to Cook in the second half. That's bad for our over.
I'm not worried about that. I know a guy who can check out of some of that, and he likes to. He's a bit of a wild card.
Boy.
It's funny of all the coaches to not throw somebody under the bus. I love that Dennis Allen didn't. That's the biggest story, in my opinion, from today. I watched the entire 3-minute interview with Jameis, just laughing it off, like, yeah. He's like, it was already 47 to whatever. He's like, was that disrespectful to score all them points? he's just a national treasure.
All right. Well,
do you want to do recaps or do you want to start with these?
Let's do a full start of the details. Maybe we made a bad bet in the second half over. I don't know, but this game is weird. This whole day has been not banana land. You want to do a full on deep dive?
Yeah, hit the music.
Can't find the music. Looking for the music.
Gotta find the
intro. Close. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to The Deep Dive. Week 18 is over. I made a bad bet this week that I want to own off the top, and that was backing Bill Belichick in his final game as a head coach in New England.
It was a dumb game. The weather,
it was a dumb game.
Dumb.
You know who didn't look ready for the snow? Bailey Zappi. You know who did look ready? Trevor Siemian. And actually, I'm going to use this time to shit on the Jets, because if you had gone to Trevor Siemian instead of Zach Wilson, you might have been in the playoff mix. Like, that's how good that defense was. And you wasted a year of them. And Trevor Siemian might have been able to at least steer the ship better than Zach Wilson did. Why it took them as long as it did to get Trevor Siemian, who the fuck knows? But no, Breece Hall was really the story of that show. And I feel pretty disappointed in how that outcome went. The rest of the week 18 results, pretty good, actually. Like, this was a good week, right?
Yeah, Denver bit me hard. The Green Bay over was bad. Otherwise, I couldn't decide between Minnesota, just the over in the Minnesota game and the Detroit team total over. Ended up playing a little on both, but I put the team total in the newsletter. That was kind of a weird game because everyone in every chat I'm playing or I'm in is like screaming at Dan Campbell to pull the starters. I'm like, not yet. Like, I don't want to be the guy that's like, no, keep him in just for me. And also, that was part of the handicap, was like, Dan Campbell is a gas pedal guy. And there was granted, the Dallas Cowboys came back and ripped them to shreds, but there was a point there where, like, shit, the Cowboys are tied, the Eagles are losing. Granted, that's not a good enough trade-off to lose Laporta. Like, it sucks. You got some guys hurt, but such is life. I don't know. Do you want to go game by game and just skip the ones?
Well, I just want you to tell me macro. Like, macro takeaways from week 18. Like, who were the biggest winners in terms of championship equity, biggest losers of the teams that we thought realistically had a shot?
I mean, everybody that's not Philly in the NFC.
Okay.
Maybe not Detroit. Detroit with some meaningful injuries.
So basically, Dallas wins
Niners,
again.
Cowboys, Dallas again.
Yeah.
Niners get to stay.
Dallas avoids the Rams. Amazingly, they get playoff debutant Jordan Love.
Yep.
And then they made they have to play a hurt Baker or a hurt Hurts. After, if the Rams beat the Linos, or the Linos stumble in back into Dallas without Laporta, which is a better matchup. Yeah, no, Cowboys somehow 2 weeks in a row. Cowboys are the biggest winners equity wise. I think that's true.
I'd power rank them, and they're all NFC: Cowboys, Niners, Rams.
Okay,
because the Rams get the matchup. It's a decent matchup for them, and the Lions suffered some injuries. They have extra rest there. Although, one thing I did want to mention about the Rams here is their last 2 games are on the road. So this is a third straight week of travel for the poor Los Angeles Rams, although maybe counteracted a little bit by the fact that some of the starters got to take it kind of easy this week and rest, didn't have to play in the game. Cowboys, a lot of people will be teasing the Cowboys. Yeah, macro was that, I guess, and then we don't have the full AFC picture yet, but I mean, there's a decent chance that KC gets a little bump based on who they get to play.
KC does feel like winners.
I feel like
the Bills aren't going to be out, but KC might. Like right now, KC plays the Steelers.
Yeah,
Cleveland
feels
like a win.
I don't know, man. The way Kansas City's playing right now.
Well, no TJ Watt.
Yeah,
TJ Watt.
Forgot about his
good
MCL.
news. Good news. It was a grade 2 MCL. He just needs a couple.
He could play for the Super Bowl.
Cowboys.
he could play if they make the Super Bowl.
Great news.
Yeah, great.
He's only going to miss the playoffs.
I feel like the Browns probably got a little bit of a downgrade. They probably would have rather played a Jaguars team that was kind of scuffling than I know Houston is a debutante as well, and the Jaguars obviously got a couple games out of the way the other year, but I mean Houston, despite that's my macro take is people have this hard on for Bobby Slowick and DeMeco Ryans, and I'm not sure I'm quite there. I think this team is doing it despite them sometimes.
Yeah, we agree. We very much agree.
He might win Coach of the Year, which it's funny. It's like a Dable thing.
It's like, no, it's exactly a Dable thing.
It's
Yeah.
exactly a Dable.
Like, here we are again. Here we go again. The Bobby Slowick. I guess you know who I want in my corner, Andy? Bobby Slowick's agent. That guy got right in the ear of Schefter and Rappaport and Pelissero. Like, all of those guys were like, what a job by OC. Yeah. Bobby Slowick. He is going to be a hot name in coaching circles. Like, everyone was just like, Slowick, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. Like, yeah, he like, and like, people push back on my particular opinion on this, and that's fine. And
I mean, all you had to do is watch the last game they played.
No, Bobby Hoopster. I don't know if you know who Bobby Hoopster is, but he is, of course, the famous. He came up with Marfan's Kelly Olynyk for Chet Holmgren. He was like, "What are we doing here?" Like, Slowick, amazing play designer. His designs in the passing game are amazing. That is a very, very fair point. Like, his
doesn't use them in the right spots.
His play designs in the passing game are incredible. You know what you should do? You should pass 50% more often, you motherfucker. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
A young,
yes,
confident, competent quarterback.
Yes,
who is seemingly immune to losing his receivers. Just it's like what Love is doing. Like, I guess we'll throw it to Dontavius Wicks now, or Bo Melton, a Packer. I feel like that's a Packer.
Sure. Kraft.
Well, whoever. And not only that, they drafted 2 tight ends, which was probably a waste. But then when the first one goes down, they have South Dakota State's Tucker Kraft, who steps in and is just as good.
Is that Van Ginkel down? Van Ginkel down, Andy. Van Ginkel down.
We need defenders to get hurt, honestly, at this point. I want to do some true or false with you, because I don't want to just go through every game. I don't want to do it the same way, because there's
there's a lot we should just blow by. Yeah.
There's so many. Yeah, that's a Harry Potter name, Dontavius Wicks. True or false, the number of coaching openings this offseason is actually N-1 because Belichick is just getting one. There's 2 camps on this.
True.
Is it true? I'm like 75-25.
Belichick's not taking a year off. Somebody's hiring him.
He's too old to be taking a year off, right?
Yeah.
If he takes a year off, he's done.
He's obviously doesn't have his fastball. He obviously can't general manage, but he wants to be the head coach to pass Shula for wins. Like, that's kind of all. That's all he's got. Like, he broke up with Linda. Like, he's like, look, put me on a team. I need like 10 more. 14 wins. He is very. Oh no!
Rip Van Ginkel.
R.I.P. Van Ginkel. Oh no! All right. No,
this is how bad
I think it is N-1
because I actually tweeted this out. I don't even remember that.
That's incredible. That's a very, very good tweet. So I believe you would have tweeted it. All right. Most of what we could talk about, true or false, Shane Steichen was the better coach on Saturday night, and he lost.
Yeah, that was my main, and I wasn't the only one. There's a bunch of people who had, half a brain and a big mouth that wanted to yell at everybody about this. But like, the people who were mad about the play call, like, how do you take your best running backs off the field? No, if you're on an NFL roster, you have to be able to catch a pass,
and you have to be able to make that.
And besides this, and that wasn't even the issue. Like, I'm saying, you can have him out there for that play because it's an easy play. It was a really well designed play. You shouldn't throw that 2 feet behind your receiver in an easy. This isn't a 60-yard, bomb. This is a touch pass that you need to be able to.
That was 1,000,000% on Minshew.
Yeah, the timeout was asinine, obviously.
But the timeout was asinine.
The play was perfect. The running back ran. He didn't run short of the sticks. He tried his hardest. That was a really shitty pass. It was all.
I will tell you
all on Minshew.
Right. Look, man. So much can be revealed about how what is the truth in a game state based on people who have specific bets, right? I overstaked the under, and watching the first half of that game, I was literally like, holy shit, Bobby Slowick is a fucking idiot. Because like I was like, the minute this guy realizes that Stroud is locked in and decides to be aggressive, like the Texans could hit 47 by themselves. Like they were dominating in the passing game. And like, hey, you want evidence? Well, in the most like high leverage portion of the game, Stroud was 7 for 7, drove him down the field, scored a freaking touchdown. Like that was it. Like it was he was cooking in that game. And that was with a bunch of replacement receivers. Like they had nobody. And honestly, like if the Texans coaching staff had been like, you know what? Let's be a little more aggressive. Let's just see if Stroud can do it. That total would have been cooked to the over.
I feel like I'm going to talk about this game way too much, and I don't really want to give this coaching staff too many flowers, but like it's the Bills game where where they ran the ball, and it's just like, oh, like Cook is just going to get this many yards of carry. Why don't we just keep doing this? Like sometimes there's a definite, there's a signal, and the signal is, hey, this is constantly working and they're never going to be able to fix this today, and just keep doing it. Like, and you've seen some of the best coaches in the world do this. Like that's such a Belichick thing. Yeah, I love how we call it that on the first drive. It's cooked. It's cooked.
No, it's cooked.
You've seen Belichick do this sort of thing. There's games back in the days of the Patriots where one that really stuck out was like, I don't remember which way it was, but Minnesota had a really, really good, I believe it was a run defense, and they just threw the ball 50 times. And it wasn't like game state, throw the ball 50 times. It's like, we're not going to run. Why would we run?
Why?
Nobody runs on you. Like, what are we going to bash our head against a wall? So it's the same kind of thing. I hopefully Houston does some good retrospective looks back at the film this offseason, figures out what they're doing, and they come back strong, because it could be a very, very fun division. If we get, healthy Lawrence, he takes a step forward. We saw glimmers of Richardson being very fun. I don't know about Tennessee. I guess every division needs a shit. So Tennessee has to find a quarterback. Maybe they find one in the draft.
They played hard today, and they actually almost lost. That was very, very close. Did you see any of that game? The fourth quarter in particular? Titans Jags?
Yeah.
The Jags shot themselves in the dick for 3 quarters and then almost
over
won.
and over.
They
just too little too late.
Yeah. That was pretty wild.
The red zone play calling from the Jags late was pretty rough. It's like, oh man, like they're gonna win this game. They don't deserve to.
And honestly, like if what was the bomb to Ridley that like was just a hair off? Like,
I made a loud noise from that. It's like I made the same noise when Cook dropped the touchdown in the end zone there. It's like, I don't have any equity on Cook. I haven't bet this game pregame. Yeah. I don't have futures. I just hate it when a guy drops the ball.
All right. Anything else you want to say about Week 18? Or you want to talk about wildcards?
Just your thoughts on the other coaches, like that. Like Belichick's gone, Rivera's gone. Like Dennis,
Art Smith didn't handle himself.
The reports were Art Smith was win, we'll think about keeping you, lose, and you're absolutely done. That was the report. Yeah. To lose in that nature, I have him like 99% fired.
Yeah, same.
What are you thinking? Give me percentage on Dennis. They won the game, but they didn't win the division as favorites preseason. 50-50?
I don't understand the Saints as an organization at all, so I really say 50-50. Yeah, 50-50 because I really have no clue.
Eberflus. It wasn't a strong closer.
It was a bad one.
Against a bad defense. Dennis Allen was given the vote of confidence, but I don't know, things happen. Yeah, Art did go. Art's barking at the end of something. Eberflus, I don't know.
I think you probably move on.
I think you base it on what you're doing with the draft. If you've decided we're getting a new quarterback,
I think you put the screws on Eberflus about his offensive coordinator hire, and you literally are just like, hey man, like you did a good job turning the defense around, and you need a better OC hire, and you need to fix that side of the ball. But I
wonder if a guy would ever take that job. You say, hey, you're fired, but we'd like to hire you for our
Yeah,
DC
we're demoting you. Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough pill.
It is a tough pill. Probably
Man,
not. I don't think that's possible.
I'd feel weird taking that.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
Who's the other one that they're I think that's kind of it. Obviously we have the 3 openings from earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean Saleh, I think is probably fine.
Saleh was given the
Vrabel might go separate ways with the Titans.
Vrabel might just be a conscious uncoupling.
Antonio Pierce might have coached his way into a full-time job. Everyone in the North is fine.
Yeah, giving him $10 million a year. Jake Smith isn't getting the job, and I really don't think
Ron Rivera is done. I think Gannon obviously is coming back. I don't think Pete Carroll's in trouble, but he probably should be. That's about it.
Pete Carroll, that's another one too, where it's like, man, you guys should have the talk and be like, hey, let's do a I'm retiring. We're not going to fire you. You just go out there and retire. I think Todd Bowles is likely safe by winning the division, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's really hard.
It's crazy because I don't know that he's the guy you really want leading the next chapter of the Bucs, but the next chapter of the Bucs might include bringing Baker Mayfield back.
And that's the thing. The thing is about keeping Bowles is it wasn't really his doing that led this team to the marginal amount of success they had to win the shitty division.
Throwing short of the sticks.
It was Baker. It was Baker having a little bit of a renaissance.
Yeah, we're not doing so hot here on the second half.
We'll get there. 12-point overtime, baby.
It's turned into the Bills are playing like, hey, we need to save it for next week when we're back in this same venue playing the same team. Least favorite thing. This is my least favorite thing, and actually, one of the reasons that all of the emphasis on playing divisional matchups week 18 annoys me.
Oh man, that ownership / front office got a little rash a couple of years. I don't know if they can.
Talking about Howie and Philly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Howie and Philly, they might. No, they're not going to part ways with Sirianni. I would be surprised.
I mean, if they get, it'll be one of those things.
It's a personnel problem in Philly. It's not a coaching thing.
Yeah, if they get the shit kicked out of them in the first playoff game, it'll get talked about, but it probably won't happen.
I'll tell you what. Sirianni deserves some scrutiny, Andy.
Yeah.
For one decision. For one specific decision. He gave Matt Patricia the keys.
Yeah, I was going to say just the entire coordinator. Backfilling.
What?
Both sides. The backfilling and the coordinators just wasn't great.
But Brian Johnson may not be the next hottest thing, but giving Matt Patricia the keys was that was a problem.
That hasn't turned out well for anybody for a while.
No. All right. Let's talk wild card. Thoughts?
Okay, we got lines up for 4 games. Let's start with what has been confirmed, I guess, as the Saturday afternoon game. Cleveland is a 1.5 point favorite on the road, heading to NRG Stadium. This total came down a little. I thought there were some 44 and a half, maybe at least a 44. I understand that with the defense.
By the way, did you see we slotted some of these games?
That's what I just said. It's the Saturday afternoon game.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So yeah, this is Saturday afternoon. Green Bay, Dallas is Sunday afternoon. The Rams, Lions is football night in America. And then Monday Night Football is Philly at Tampa. So the night game and the noon game on Sunday have yet to be filled with, obviously the 4 remaining AFC teams. That's why I started with that one.
Got it.
Do you think this total is going
to one would assume whoever plays Pittsburgh is going to be the Sunday morning game, and the other game is going to be the Saturday night game, right?
I don't know. You could probably justify putting Pittsburgh, Kansas City on Sunday night.
No, you couldn't.
It's Kansas City, man. You get Swifty, baby.
Okay.
Oh no, that one's already picked out. No, that one's already Detroit, Los Angeles. Excuse me. So yeah, you probably put Pittsburgh at noon.
No, you say Saturday night, right? Saturday night. We don't know what's going to be Saturday night. I'm assuming it's going to be the not Pittsburgh game. Yeah.
And it's Peacock. I think Peacock gets to choose too because they probably paid a bunch of money for this.
Oh, so they want not Pittsburgh, or maybe they do want Pittsburgh. I don't know.
I will say this, and I've never come to the defense of Peacock.
Oh,
because
they've already slotted KC Saturday. Okay, people are saying it, so that must have been a recent. There must have been a recent Shefty tweet.
I will not ever come to the defense of Peacock because the golf coverage is so horrific, and it's hard to use generally. But people are like, "Oh my God, no one's going to watch that." They gave out. I mean, they just came out with these ratings and like, here's the top 100 shows watched all year. There's Thursday night Peacock only games that are higher than the Oscars. Like people still find a way, even if they're just getting the free trial, man, and doing it 15 times a year with different emails. Like people will find a way to watch Thursday night football.
Okay. So the Chiefs have a primetime game on Saturday night against either
Peacock,
Pittsburgh, or Miami. What is it? Oh, Pittsburgh or Miami or Buffalo, because this game could still end in a tie, Andy. This game could still end in a tie, which would send Buffalo to Kansas City and be quite the boon for Peacock. NBC executives are like, tie.
They're cheering for a tie. They're sitting there.
Tie.
They know. No one has cheered for a tie harder than me, and I love ties. This is our last chance for a tie this season. We haven't
had a tie this year. Yeah. Tie.
Anyway, do you think this total can go lower?
For which one? Cleveland, Houston?
Cleveland. This is a Houston team.
No,
I gotta go back and
I'm struggling.
Look at the Houston results, Drew.
It can go lower. 43. I think 43 is probably where it lands. But realistically, like I could make a case for either side or over under on this one. And I'm kind of lost. Like I don't like the Houston weapon health. I don't think gets solved in a week, which is kind of so basically. It's going to be up to Stroud to get it done in his first ever actual playoff game, although last week was a playoff game. His first ever actual playoff game, he's going to have to get it done to wide receiver 2, 3, 4, which might be a bunch of guys that don't really have any business on the field in an NFL playoff game. So it could be a slog.
This is a rematch, True. This is a rematch of Christmas Eve game.
Yeah, but with Stroud instead of Case Keenum. Which
I was going to say.
Obviously,
so there was 58 points in that Keenum game.
Were there? Oh wow, I blanked on that.
No, I think Mills played in that as well.
It was Mills and Keenum. Okay.
I think it was the Keenum got knocked out partway through the game. I'm gonna have to go look at this. This is a messy game.
Did he get knocked out, or just wasn't in contention, so they put Mills in?
This was one of those two where it was. So yeah, Houston scored 15 points in the fourth quarter to get to 22. But this was the Flacco, like I'm going to throw 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 500 yards game. This was the big Cooper game. This was the Cooper 265. Jesus.
If this goes down to 43, I think I'll play it over here because honestly, I believe in Stroud's ability to score. And honestly, the Browns defense hasn't been what we remember from earlier in the season.
And it is proven. I mean, we've seen this throughout the year. It's not as good on the road.
Not a good on the road. And CJ Stroud better at home. Just in general, the offensive line protection is going to be better at home. So that could be a little bit of a score fest. Like honestly, like if there's even a modicum of a positive injury report for the skill position players for the Texans this week, that is like run to the book, bet the over, I think.
Cleveland's seeing some money. It's up to -2 now.
Yeah, I mean, until it gets to 3, it's kind of negligible, I think.
And bookmakers down to 43. I need some injury reports.
Bookmakers down to 43.
Like you said, 43. The wide receiver core for Houston very much matters. Will Anderson's health matters. He's been like, hey, I'm going to play, and then I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to go look for what he got for snap counts yesterday. I'm guessing it's very low again. Obviously, Cleveland got to rest a little. That's good for them, but it is a road game where their defense has struggled. The fast track for Miles and King. Fast track indoors. So, I don't know. I'm fine with these numbers. I should look. I had my power ratings up. I make this 1.6. I haven't looked at totals yet. Houston gets an extra day to rest because they did play the Saturday game. This is the second straight week that Cleveland will be on the road. But again, they did get to rest some players today. What was the other one? What's the next one you know then? Green Bay at Dallas. This is out to 7.
People are laughing at my reaction. I should have filtered my wine because the tannins and the chunks that came out of that, like, really aggressive. Like, this was a good wine, but I was not paying attention when I poured my glass.
She was just chewing out a piece of cork.
Well, not cork. It's literally all tannins. Like, that's fucking insane, man. Like, that is serious. Anyway,
that wine looks too sweet for me.
It's not sweet at all. It was very, it was mostly leather tobacco kind of flavor profile with a lot of heavy.
Used to date a girl like that.
Spice, leather, and tobacco. She tasted like leather and tobacco.
Rode hard, put away wet. All right.
Yeah.
Dallas will host. Dallas is your division champion. Congrats, Drew. You know you had that preseason.
Yeah, buddy.
Green Bay is a 7.5-point road dog. The total in this one, 49.5. This opened 7, I want to say. I'm looking at it has taken some Dallas money. This will be everyone in the world's teaser leg to go with. Man, Tampa Dallas teaser's looking pretty solid right now. I haven't won a teaser for a while.
Good one. Yeah.
My number on this, and again, I haven't updated anything. Dallas is playing at Green Bay. I make it 8. This total is probably actually
8 right now. 8 right now, Chris. Although, hey, look at that! Somebody just bet the 8 at 7.5. We're seeing some. Wait, what are the limits even? Like, who's like? Now I'm curious.
On a side, 5.
What are they taking?
5 and 2 on a total.
This is still a little bit of speculative betting then. Yeah, they're taking 5 and 2. Okay.
Is there anything to the fact that it's the Packers? Does that get into McCarthy's head?
Doesn't it?
I don't think so. He's been fine as a play caller, bad as a head coach.
Does it get into his head? No. Like, I think he's capable of being an idiot against whoever he's playing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You throw out the record books, and he's going to drool on himself anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's across the field. He's got a crayon up his nose.
I guess here's like a general thought. The Packers defense can still be had pretty obviously. Joe Barry's not fixed anything. And they don't have enough of a pass rush to make Dak's life uncomfortable. So Dak and the Packers are going to score whatever they feel like, I suppose. They're at home. This is probably a little low total at 49.5. If I were going to make totals, I would have made this one the highest on the board because the Packers offense is quite good. And the Dallas defense, I still have some serious questions about. So probably going to play an over in that one, 49.5. How do you feel about that?
I keep going back to the Christian Watson injury, and I'm maybe at the point where I don't know if he matters anymore.
Okay.
Yeah,
we got to be quick. Actually, I forgot I told Fizzle I'd do his thing at fourth quarter. I gotta go.
You can't double book me.
The third quarter evaporated here, man. What happened, dude? We've been on there for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. How does
30 minutes?
How does the third quarter only last?
The under's coming home because
under is good as gold.
The third quarter went your way. It's
as good as gold.
All right, let's rip through the second. You might have to be a minute or two late. Fuck around.
Okay. Okay.
Real quick, Rams at Detroit Sunday night.
Rams were 3.5. I thought 3.5 was a bet. I think 3 might be a bet for the Rams. What do you think?
Bet Online has a 3 flat or 3 plus 100.
I think that's a bet.
I really like the Rams. And what was the update? I'm going to check in the update on Branch. I don't know if his was serious, but it doesn't sound like Laporta is. I mean, whatever it says.
No way Laporta plays. I'll be blown away if he does. I'll be blown away if he plays. Defense susceptible. Yeah, Rams Rams are going to
Rams
get
money
theirs.
line. You know we're Rams guys. We've been Rams
Rams
for a while.
Rams money line, and then Eagles Bucks under 44.5. You with me on that? You got a stomach for that? 2 hurt offenses.
Yeah, man. The way Baker looked today, if he's not back, he gutted it out, but that was a really shitty team.
Yeah, and they scored 9 points. It's not very many, Andy.
That's another one too, where I'd probably consider it. If Baker's healthy, I'd consider taking Tampa up, and the points are straight up. I don't hate that underlook. I'm gonna have to chew on that.
44.5. It's gonna get to 44, is my feel. So yeah, might as well get it. AJ Brown, the Hurts injury to his finger. Honestly, like they may tack to a very, very conservative game plan and really try to play keep away, really try to shorten that game. Yeah, there's a lot.
And then real quick, let's assume the Dolphins win. What's our scenarios? Then the Dolphins host
Dolphins Bills.
So Buffalo goes back to Miami.
It's probably going to be Dolphins pick 'em. It's not going to be -3. It's not going to be Bills -3. I can tell you that much.
In a rematch, if I update in Miami, I could get to I could get to Miami -0.5 point.
Okay.
And then the other one would be Pittsburgh heading to KC, which I'd make 7.
Yeah, I don't mind laying. I don't mind laying KC there. I think KC probably absolutely throttles Mason Rudolph on the road, making his first playoff start. That's a disastrous spot.
I haven't figured out Mason Rudolph yet.
Disaster.
All right, hit the music and we'll get you over to your other thing.
All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in.
You know what? We have a 2-hour window on Wednesdays. We usually talk. There's only 6 games. We can definitely get into these a little deeper.
Easily. Hard pivot. Going from the mega finale to the
light. It's got a little Jose Feliciano.
I may be in Hawaii for this Super Bowl. I'm pretty excited about that.